Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we're looking at what's inside this little box from Bastion. Bastion sent out to the pass around group something that I just find really cool. Well, let's get a look inside. Nice little box, and inside, isn't that cute? Check this out. And we got a couple little split rings down in there for keychain use. Nice box, and this is the Bastion Mini Bro, and it is mini. In fact, we may have to bring the camera in to get a good look at this guy. Hold on, camera wiggle incoming. Whoop, wrong way. Let's go this way. There we go. Got the camera hopefully somewhat stable again, and there we go. This is a little stainless steel knife, and check that out. Nicely contoured, looks just like its big brothers. We've got a nice little lanyard hole. Now it is steel, but I mean, really guys, the thing weighs 1.48 ounces. We're not fussing about the steel. We're not going to check the pocket clip either, because if you're clipping this dude in your pocket, well, anyhow. So what do we get? Well, like I said, stainless handles, Torx hardware, and it is small Torx hardware, and obviously at the price tag, MSRP of about 40 bucks, we're not getting super high-end hardware, but it's not bad either. I've messed with it a little bit. Let's see. Get a driver out here, and yeah, it's not bad. It's not the greatest feeling stuff, not terribly. No, that one's not too bad, but pretty cool. Good enough for what we've got. And the cool part here is we've got a real knife. Now, whenever it first showed up, got it right out of the box, it was a little tough to flip, but it was one of those ones that after, I don't know, 10 or 15 flips, it just kind of broke in and everything was happy. And you got to kind of figure out how to hold it to get it to work right, but there you go. Now let's talk about this blade. That is a 2.12 inch, 54 millimeter, they say cutting edge, so probably about the same on the blade. In fact, yeah, get a good look at that there. We're right at the same on the blade. Made out of D2. Interesting steel choice for a small knife. I would have went with a stainless of a reasonable type, but D2 is a good choice too, unless you live down somewhere where it's super humid. And I just can't get over how well a little guy flips. That's my thing. But back, we're looking at the blade, right? All right, so we've got kind of a reverse Tonto sheep's footy thing. Nice high grind, thin behind the edge. This guy, I've used it some, and it cuts pretty darn well for such a small little dude. And construction is also, well, it's something that we can talk about on these little knives. We'll talk about it while we're doing a little bit of size comparison. What do we got for size comparison? Let's make this fun. Camera wiggle incoming again, guys, because we got to back out a little bit to fit that SMF in there with the Mini Bro. And, we might as well put a Roxy 4 up there because that's just fun. What I was talking about with these small knives is many times whenever you get under that $100 price point with a small knife, you end up with a piece of junk, really. Not so here with this Bastion. This Bastion is, it's a well-built little knife, and I'm pretty impressed in that regard. Now, it is a tiny knife, though. Be aware of that. You know, I don't know that I have any other super small knives up here, but as we're talking, I'm going to go through some of the smaller models that you may recognize. Being a small knife, it is a keychain knife. It is not a primary carry. As you can see, it is really small. And that is a beautiful thing as long as you're ready for it. You know, it's in league with the Black Star, even smaller than the Black Star. And overall, they've done a really good job. We'll throw it up here between a couple of Medfords. That'll be fun. You know, and that's not the big Medford. That's a Genesis and a Micro. But anyhow, Bastion sent this guy out, and they've done a good job. We got a little bit of jimping here. We got that nice little tiny lanyard hole for your key ring there. You might be able to stuff some gutted cord in there, but gutted you can probably get away with. The grinds are pretty, very nice. Stone wash up here on the blade. And, you know, it's got a little pocket clip, but that's not even worth trying to stick in a pair of pants because you can see right there, it's not really deep enough unless you're wearing slacks. But the place that will work is most likely your inside suit jacket pocket and other places like that you might want to stick a knife that would be out of the way and not obvious. And that is the coolest part of this thing. They have made a really neat shape that fits in the hand with a 3-finger pretty good. In fact, really good. That's better than I thought. And it's got enough little jimping up here, so it's treated like a full-size knife as far as design goes. And it's just tiny. It's running on ball bearings, ceramic, I believe. Yeah, ceramic ball bearings, ceramic detent, stainless steel frame, and it just does its thing. I'm kind of liking it. I don't know if I'll keep it around because I've got a slew of small knives around here, and I generally carry a 58mm Swiss Army knife for a small knife, which is, I guess that's something we could put it up against, couldn't we? Let's see here. 58mm Swiss Army knife. There you go. A little bit bigger than that, but definitely way cooler. And I'd like to thank Bastion for sending this guy over because I probably wouldn't have looked at it otherwise. Looking at the specs on it, I would have thought, okay, well, yeah, another one of those little knives that they've done a so-so job on, and it's not worth my time. But Bastion proved me wrong. This is a cool little knife, and for those of you that have ladies in your life that don't want to carry a regular knife but want a knife on them, this is one of those knives that they're going to think is cute and cool, and they may put it on their key ring or throw it down in their purse. If they do that, get them a really bright colored lanyard because you'd lose this thing down in the maw of most women's purses. But, or if you're going to put it in a merce, be sure to do that as well because, well, I don't know anything about those, but I assume they work a whole lot like a purse. So, anyhow, guys, the Bastion Mini Bro. Not real big on the name, but the knife is really cool. If you go over to Bastion and you haven't logged in, they will give you a discount code, and I don't know, I've got to look and see. There may be a discount code for this knife since they sent it over, but wow. Nicely done at a reasonable price with the MSRP of about 40 bucks. Would I buy one? Not right now. My wife has moved into using UTX 70s, but if I had known about this or this thing existed a couple of years ago whenever she was wanting folders, absolutely, I would have probably picked one of these up for her. It does all the things right. You can pinch it to open it and close it fairly easily. It does flip, and with smaller hands, it's probably going to flip even better. It's got a reasonable blade steel as long as you're not in a super humid climate, and it doesn't weigh a whole lot. So they've hit all the points for that keychain knife or that purse knife, and bravo to Bastion. They've done a very good job here, especially with the ergonomics. Let's flip this little guy out again and look at that. That is just super cool. Now, is there anything I missed on the... No, we're all good. Do be aware it is a manual knife, just on ball bearings, no spring assist, no nothing like that. And it was a little tight when it arrived. But overall, guys, Bastion's done a good job here. I'm rather impressed. It's way better than I would have assumed. And, well, I kind of like it. I'll have to try to keep Susie from seeing this one, or I'll lose it. You know, well, some of you know what she does whenever she finds knives she likes that happen to be on my desk. You guys have a great day. Go check out Bastion. They have this, and they have the Mini Bro in another blade shape, but you'll just have to go over to Bastion and find out what that blade shape is. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little bell button so you don't miss the late knife with Zell and Staza whenever we have a chance to do them. And yeah, cool little knife. Have a good one, guys.